Shishi Guru Gauranga Gandhar Vikagiri Shishi Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki jai. Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju ki jai. Nitya Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashtatarashita Shishimar Bhakti-vedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja Śrīla Gurudeva ki jai. Nitya Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashtatarashita Shishimar Bhakti-vedānta Vāman Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatarashata Shishmar Bhakti-vedānta Vaman Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatarashata Shishmar Bhakti-vedānta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatarashata Shishmar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatarashata Shishmar Bhakti-vedānta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada ki jai. Nityalala Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Śrīla Gaura Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nityalala Pravishta Śrīla Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Nityalala Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Śrīla Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai. Srila Baladev Vijabhushan Prabhu ki jai, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur ki jai, Shri Narottam Srinivas Shamananda Prabhu Trai ki jai, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Par ki jai, Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Bhattadas Raghunath Shara Goswami Prabhu ki jai, Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai, Namachay Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल कोरमंडल ब्रजमंडल मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय। सर्व अभिष्ट विरक्त गिरिराज महाराज की जय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जय। श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री पूर्णमासी योगमाया की जय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय। जय श्री षठ तिला अकादशी तिथि की जय। अकादशी तिथि पालन करी भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री भागवत-patrikā की जय। जय श्रील गुरुदेव की जय। श्रील गुरुदेव ट्रांसेंडेंटल वाणी की जय। जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। Hare Krishna. Okay, so we will do Mangalacharan and then begin. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhakti-vedānta Nārāyaṇiti Namine Shri Krishna Lila Kathane Sudaksham Audarya Madhurya Gunaishcha Yuktam Varang Varenyam Purusham Mahantam Narayanam Tang Shirasa Namami Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Keshavabhinna Rupine Shri Srimad Bhakti-vedānta Vamaniti Namine Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti-vedānta Swaminiti Namine Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Acharya Singharupine Shri Srimad Bhakti Pragyana Keshava Iti Namine Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Namo Gorakishoraya Shakshad Vairagyamurtaye Vipralambara Sambodhe Padambujayate Namaha. Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanugavarayate Gauravyar Bhava Bhumestang Nirdeshta Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannataya Te Namaha. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Tavaivasmi najivami tvaya vina iti vigyaya devi tvang nayamang charanantikam bhaktya vihina aparada lakshay kshiptascha kamadittaranga madhye kripa mai tvam sharanam prapanna Vrinde namaste charanarvindam. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams, Nri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Jai Shri Didi, Nitai Mukesh ji, Srivas Prabhu, um, and Pramila Mataji, Vidyalala Sadidi, Ganga Mataji, um, Indira Mataji, Raseshwari Mataji, and all the other devotees. If you write a comment, I'll see your name, but all the other devotees watching on YouTube and Facebook, Dandavat Pranams. So we're continuing our reading of the old Bhagavata-patrikā articles written by Śrīla Gurudeva in the 1950s. We're reading every day leading up to Śrīla Gurudeva's Vyāsa-pūjā, which is on January 29th. That's like 4 days from now. So these are all articles that Srivas has been translating from Bhagavata-patrikā. He's been translating the whole collection of articles, and then these haven't been published in English yet. And so we're the first ones to see it. Well, other than Srivas who translated them. But yeah. So yeah, I'll hand it over to you now, Srivas.
All right, good morning. Thank you for being here. The next article that we're reading is, so it's another questions and answers series, and it's about Karma-kāṇḍa, Jñāna-kāṇḍa, and Bhakti-kāṇḍa. So the three divisions of sadhana, of spiritual practice. So, in service, respected editor. So again, there's a little quotation of somebody writing in to Gurudev. With countless prostrated obeisance under the lotus feet of the worshipful Vaishnavas, who are the saviors of the fallen, I pray that you will have mercy on this wretch and give your attention to the below-mentioned queries and bless me with the proper answers, with the arguments and proof of Scripture. And he makes a list of his questions. What is Karma-kāṇḍa? What is Jñāna-kāṇḍa? And what is Bhakti-kāṇḍa? What similarities do these three share? And what mutual differences do they have? What are the different fruits of each of these? So some of these processes, they have some similarities, but they have different fruits and differences in their execution. Next, he asks, what are the conclusions of the Smarta cult? And what are the differences between Smarta Brahmins and Vaishnavas? And then lastly, how are the Smartas different from the Karmis, Jnanis, and Bhaktas? Seeker of a particle of Sri Guru and Vaishnava's mercy, Parameshwar Prasad Prabodh. So Gurudev proceeds to answer this in depth, many verses and quotations. Answer: the attainment of Krishna Prem is the supreme goal of the jiva. The Mool Tatparya, or quintessence of the Vedas and all other Shastras, is to impart the search for this quintessence. Sarat Sar. The lengthy path of practice which the jiva who is bound by Maya must traverse to attain Krishna Prem is generally divided into three parts. These divisions are referred to as Karma-kāṇḍa, Jñāna-kāṇḍa, and Upasana, or Bhakti-kāṇḍa. So Bhakti-kāṇḍa can also be referred to as Upasana, or Bhajan. In the Vedas, Upanishads, Smritis, and other scriptures, there are extensive explanations of these paths. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said, Yogastrayo maya prokta nrinam shreyo viditsaya jnanam karmacha bhaktischa nopayo anyasti kutrachit nirvinnanam jnana yogo nyasinam iha karmasu teshva anirvinna chittanam karma yogastu kaminam yadritchaya mat kathado jata shraddhasti yapuman na nirvinnunati sakto bhakti yogosya siddhita. So that's from Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, 20th chapter, verses 6 to 8. In other words, that's the translation, the Vedas and other scriptures contain instructions on three types of yoga for various levels of qualification: karma, jnana, and bhakti. Individuals who are attached to the fruits of motivated work qualify for karma yoga. Those who have become detached from karma, who have given it up, knowing it and its fruits to be fleeting and the source of sorrow, are the candidates for jnana yoga. And those who are neither very attached nor very detached, who know every object to be an ingredient in the service of Bhagavan, whose taste in hearing and speaking of the activities of Bhagavan has arisen, are qualified for bhakti. Those who are neither very attached nor very detached. So bhakti is the balanced path. There is nothing particularly different about the external activities of karma, jnana, and bhakti yoga. Rather, the difference is in the purpose of those activities. The purpose will determine the exact result. For example, all three of them entail observing Ekadashi, Ramnavami, Janmashtami, and other such vrats, worshipping Bhagavan, performing sandhya-anik ablutions and prayers at the three junctures of the day, and collecting or earning for the sake of one's livelihood. So I guess when he's talking about karma here, he's referring to a much more elevated sort of karma than we would encounter in like Western modern life, I guess. He's talking about like the karma of the Vedas, where you're still following Ekadashi, Janmashtami, etc., but your intention isn't pure bhakti. So, but in each of these three kinds of yoga, the intentions are of different types. The karmi acts for enjoyment in this world or the next. The jnani strives for moksha, emancipation from material existence, while the bhakta acts for the pleasure of Bhagavan. Activities performed out of a lust for bhoga, worldly or otherworldly pleasures, right? Going to swarga, are referred to as karma. Activities performed for the purpose of moksha are called jnana. And activities performed for the sake of Bhagavan's pleasure are called bhakti. So I wonder where everything that's going on in Kumbh Mela, where does that fall? Is that somewhere between karma and jnana? Because most people, I see the videos, everyone's saying, oh, we're here for moksha. So amazing to see so many millions of people here for moksha. I mean, I guess if your definition is bhakti, but it's to wash away your sins and probably gain bhoga, swarga. So probably a lot of karma and jnana going on. I wonder if there's
Probably the
bhakti.
majority is karma and gyan, but there is also some bhakti there because the devotees see, oh wow, so many people have come for their spiritual upliftment, and so this is an opportunity. And so there is also a bit of bhakti yoga, but probably majority karma and
Yeah,
gyan.
they're serving prasad or doing kirtan, I guess.
Yes.
So below, these three are individually deliberated upon somewhat. So Gurudev is giving a brief overview first of Karma-kāṇḍa. Apart from the Vedas, the ancient sages like Manu, Bhrigu, Parashar, Yagyavalkya, and others have, for the well-being of the general public, specified the rules of the Varnas, the caste system, general dharma, a system of proper personal conduct, laws of governance, social behavior and interactions, and other such injunctions, according to their own individual considerations. So this is important. There's oftentimes I hear devotees bring up issues with Manu Samhita, derogatory statements towards women or other strange things. And so these things have been presented by individuals. These are their own individual beliefs of how things should function. And there's many different Manus. It's hard to tell which Manu created the Manu Samhita, how it was interpolated or changed. But ultimately, it's also his own opinions. Okay, maybe it's guided by Brahma and whatnot, but it's not the same caliber as like Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna is giving his own direct instructions. So there can be other things that are not so, what would you say, pure, I guess, for lack of a better word.
I don't know so much about the Manu Samhita, but was it written like was it written for all the written for like during that time period, and is it like everything meant for Kali Yuga? And
Yeah, that's also the consideration to have there. What time it was written for, what culture, what time, place, and circumstance, and yeah, many things like that. Yeah. So the compilations of those injunctions are referred to as the smritis or sanhitas. Those who follow these smritis are called smartas. Smartas are of two types.
You cut
Arthi,
off. Wait, could you just those who follow these smritis? Yeah.
those who follow these smritis are called smartas. Let me just change my internet thing here to better. So those who follow these smritis are called smartas. Smartas are of two types. Okay, I might cut.
Oh, he's switching the internet. Okay. No
Okay.
problem. Yeah, you're back.
Okay. So smartas are of two types. Arthi, those who want bhoga and moksha, and paramarthi, the bhaktas. So technically, we can also be called smartas. We're following smriti. So smriti is, the things that guide our rituals in daily life, like what Gopal Bhatta Gosvāmī provides in his Hari Bhakti Vilas and Satkriya Saradipika. The Shastras do not mean to entrap the jivas in the fruits of action and material pleasures, but rather to have them progress further to nishkam karma, acting without personal motivation and offering the results to Bhagavan. And also towards nirmal gyan, immaculate, purified knowledge, and ultimately to Bhagavad Bhakti. By karma that is offered to Bhagavan, the heart is purified. From that, immaculate knowledge of Bhagavan arises. And from that, para-bhakti, superlative devotion, arises. This para-bhakti is the sole means to attain the supreme goal of Krishna Prema. Those who do not know this secret and remain entrapped in the fruits of action or the enjoyments of this world and the next are called karmis or karma-kāṇḍis. This conception of karma is called karma-kāṇḍa. Activities that are not aimed at nirmal gyan or bhakti are the source of sorrow and the cause of material bondage. Bhagavan clarified this in Gita. Yagyarthat karmano nyatra lokoyam karma bandhana. In other words, nishkam karma performed for the pleasure of Krishna is called yajna. Karma can be performed for the express purpose of this yajna. All other kinds of karma besides this are causes of material bondage. Srimad Bhagavatam also states, Neha yat karma dharmaya na viragaya kalpate na tirtapad sevaye jivan napi mrito hisa. Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 23rd chapter, verse 56. So that is to say that a person who engages in karma, but not for the purpose of dharma, artha, and kama, or trivargik dharma, a balance of these three aims of life, whose performance of said dharma does not lead to freedom from desire and rouse in him a sense of detachment from the objects of senses that are not connected with Krishna, and whose renunciation does not turn into service to Bhagavan, such a person, though living, is as good as dead. So you got to be aiming up, otherwise you're going down. For such a person, staying alive is in vain. It's a heavy verse from Bhagavatam. Again, in the following verse, this following verse in this article, Neshkarmyam apya achyuta bhava varjitam nashobate jnanam alam niranjanam kutapuna shashvad abhadram ishvare nacharpitam karmayad apya akaranam. In other words, if Brahma Gyan, which is devoid of karma and eliminates material designations, or in other words, is the cause of liberation, so if Brahma Gyan is bereft of Bhagavad Bhakti, then it has no splendor. In that case, how can that kamya karma, fruitive action, or akamya karma, unmotivated action, or which is only sorrowful and fosters inauspiciousness in the stages of both sadhana and siddhi, have any beauty to it if it is not offered to Bhagavan. Kamya karma and akamya karma. I wish there was more clarification on what akamya karma is. Is that like sinful activities? Akamya karma. I think my translation is accurate here.
Is akamya karma is akamya karma like different from nishkam karma?
I think akamya means it's undesirable.
Oh, undesirable karma. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm seeing disinterested or unselfish, though. Unprompted or influenced by desire or recompense. So yeah, so no, it could be nishkam. Just a different
But it's
term.
not, but like nishkam karma yoga, but the result's not offered to Krishna. It's just like,
Right.
right?
So selfless activities not offered to Krishna. Yeah. Okay, so also no beauty to those activities. Okay, interesting. This is made even more clear in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay, yeah, this makes more sense. Karma ninda, karma tyag, sarva shastre kahe, karma haite prema bhakti, Krishne kabu nahe. All the scriptures speak blasphemy of karma and renunciation of karma. So the akamya karma would be renunciation, karma tyag. From karma, one can never develop prema bhakti for Krishna, either rejecting it or engaging. In reality, one should engage in karma as long as one has taste in karma. That's another interesting point. But when one knows karma and its fruits to be made of sorrow and the cause of bondage in material existence, and once one experiences the appearance of detachment for them, or once faith in Shravan and Kirtan and Bhagavad-Gita appears, then one should instantly abandon karma. But we still engage in some sort of karma out of necessity. But is that, I guess, whether it's really karma depends on our intention. Tavat karmani kurvita na nirvidyate yavata mat katha shravanado va shraddha yavan jayate. Bhagavatam 11:26. The question can be asked, how can karma be given up? As long as the body remains, it is not possible for gross karma to be given up. As long as one has a body, one will have to engage in action to maintain the body. Then the solution to this is to remove from oneself the ego of being the doer and continue to offer unto Bhagavan all that one does. As one carries on in this way, one should do everything for the pleasure of Bhagavan. By doing this, every vestige of karma is destroyed and will transform into bhakti. This is the teaching of Gita. Yat karoshi, yad ashnasi, yad juhoshi, tadasi dat, yat tapasyasi konte tat kurushva madarpanam. Gita 6:27. After this, the ultimate teaching is this. Okay, so no translation here, but I think we can understand. Yat karoshi, whatever you do, yad ashnasi, whatever you eat, Juhoshi, whatever you offer and sacrifice, whatever you give in charity. I think that's what that means. Yet tapasisi, whatever austerities you perform, O son of Kunti, do that, tat gurusha madarpanam, as a offering to me. After this, the ultimate teaching is this. Sarva dharman parityaja mam ekam sharanam praja. 1866. That's to give up all dharma and just, Krishna says, just take exclusive shelter of me. So the next section is Jñāna-kāṇḍa. I really need to get some water, so maybe you can read.
Okay. Generally, Gyan can be divided into these divisions. Prakrit Gyan, mundane knowledge, Brahma Gyan, divine knowledge, and Bhagavat-tattva Gyan, knowledge of the truth of Bhagavan. As mundane knowledge or material knowledge is fleeting, ever-changing, and subject to decay, it falls in the category of agyan, ignorance. Bhagavat-tattva is referred to as bhakti. Hence, what is left, only Brahmagyan, is called Gyan. In reality, Brahmagyan is simply the mutated and partial reflection of Bhagavat-tattva. The main siddhantas, conclusions of Brahmagyan are as follows. 1. There is no other padartha, substance or thing, except for Brahma. All that is perceptible is simply phenomenal or false. 2. The jiva, or living entity, is not a second padartha. Brahma is in the grips of avidya, ignorance. Brahma in the grips of avidya, ignorance, is referred to as jiva. In other words, jiva is the mutation or illusory form of Brahma. When the jiva abhiman, the ego of being a separate entity, or avidya goes away, that is Brahma. 3. The world is a falsity. 4. Brahma is nirguna, without quality or feature, and nishaktika, without potency. And 5. Mukti, liberation. Mukti alone is the ultimate goal. Should I continue reading? Okay. The sadhaks of Brahma Gyan are called Gyanis or Jñāna-kāṇḍa. Gyan that is, one second, I'm just, with some of these, it seems, because there's like a difference between, like, like a lot of this seems like Mayavad, right? And there's a different, like Mayavad is maybe under the category, well, is it under the category of Gyan? I guess, but it's like distorted. Um, anyways. Anyhow, sorry, I'll just continue. The sadhaks of Brahma Gyan are called Gyanis or Jñāna-kāṇḍa. Gyan that is bereft of bhakti is extremely despicable. The ultimate objective of this manner of impersonal knowledge is mukti. The word mukti is abhav-vachak. It's denotative of absence. The name for deliverance, the name for deliverance from sorrows or freedom from the name for deliverance from sorrows or freedom from it
Bondage.
is bondage. Is mukti. Sorry, I misread that. Okay, deliverance from sorrows or freedom from bondage is mukti. The bhakti, however, is bhav-vachak. From this, one gains a sense of bhav padartha, what bhav is, the relish of Bhagavat Sevananda Ras, the taste of bliss derived from serving Bhagavan. For example, freedom from an illness and the attainment of the happiness of being healthy are two different things. The happiness of being healthy is desirable. The eradication of disease is concomitant to the process of attaining the joy of good health. Likewise, jara mukti, liberation from material existence, is a secondary result of bhakti, by which one obtains Krishna prem, as expressed below.
That's interesting, huh? That like so what we're striving to achieve, it's like the substance that we're trying to achieve is bhav. And Brahmagyan, which seems like Mayavad, yes, the way it's described here, but really Brahmagyan is very much absorbed in, again, that everything is divine, everything is one, that part of that one divineness, and Maya is an illusion. So I mean, there's a very fine line between Brahmagyan and Mayavad, right? It's Yeah, that's something we need to discuss more.
Yeah. Okay, so likewise, Jada Mukti, liberation from material existence, is a secondary result of bhakti, by which one obtains Krishna Prem, as expressed below. Agre hoy mukti tabe sarva bandhanash, tabe she hoite pore? Pare. Shri Krishna das pare. Okay, that's Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Mukti sprawls herself at the feet of Bhagavan's bhaktas, but the bhaktas do not even raise their eyes to look at her. In every scripture, impersonal gyan that is bereft of bhakti has been said to be utterly insignificant. Srimad Bhagavatam is particularly clear about it. Naishkarmyam apyachuta bhavavarjitam nashobhate jnanam alang niranjanam. In other words, though gyan that is bereft of bhakti may remove material designations, it is negligible. Is it kind of like what's like the strawberry cheesecake or whatever, and like, yeah, and when you eat strawberry cheesecake then you're not hungry anymore, but that's like not the main thing about eating strawberry. That's a really weird example, sorry. But it's like just not like it's so negligible that there's no um like material distress or whatever, right? Like bhakti is it's the result is so it's negligible. um Sorry, that was a weird example. Elsewhere,
Still trying to
um,
process.
um, elsewhere, it's Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, Verse 12. It is also stated, Shreya Shritim Bhaktim Udasyate Vivo Kleshanti Ye Kevala Bodhalabdhaye Tesham Aso Kleshalad Eva Shishyate Nanyad Yatastula Tushavaghatinam. In other words, O Lord, only bhakti is the means to obtain you, who are the embodiment of supreme welfare. Devotion to you is the main fountainhead of all manner of welfare. When bhakti arises, gyan manifests on its own as an accompanying result. There is no need for separate struggle, there's no need for separate struggle or sadhan for that. However, those who abandon bhakti to toil only for the attainment of gyan reap only misery. Nothing else comes within their grasp, just as people thrashing empty husks grain, sorry, that just as people thrashing empty husks gain only exhausting toil, not rice. Hence, the instruction to relinquish the endeavor for gyan is given via the verse Jnane prayasam udupasya. It's Bhagavatam 10:14.3. However, tattva gyan, knowledge of truth that is focused on Bhagavad Bhakti, is never negligible, because gyan that is aimed at bhakti is a nourisher of bhakti. In the Gita, this sort of gyan has been referred to as the revealer of bhakti. Brahma bhuta prasannatma na shochati na kankshati sama sarveshu bhuteshu mar bhaktim labate parang. Gita 18:54. And so, impersonal gyan, which is inimical to the form and identity of the living entity, is wholly negligible because it is bereft of Bhagavad Bhakti and is unfavorable to Bhakti. This is the conclusion of the Shastras.
Oh, next is Bhakti-kāṇḍa. And I think we'll be able to finish this whole article. I think this section is pretty big, but let's see. No, not too bad, actually. So, Shruti Mata Dishati Bhavad Aradhana Vidhi Yatha Matur Vani Smritir Api Tatha Bhakti Bhagini Puranadyaye Va Sahaja Nivahaste Tad Anuga Atha Satyam Gyatam Murahara Bhavaneva Sharanam. Upon inquiring of Mother Shruti, the Vedas, she has instructed your worship. What Mother Shruti has instructed, Sister Smriti has corroborated. There's no reference to this verse, I don't think. Not sure where it's from. So what Mother Shruti has instructed, Sister Smriti has corroborated. Their brothers, the Puranas and Itihasas, follow their lead. That is, they too have instructed your worship. Therefore, O Murari, you alone are the refuge. This I have assuredly come to know. So it's Vedic literature is a big family. Mother Shruti and sister or auntie Smriti. And then the brothers are all the Puranas and Itihasas. And I guess the Upanishads are part of Mother Shruti. So, Murari, you alone are the refuge. This I have come to know. The purport of this is that Bhagavan Shri Krishna alone is the Param Upasya Tattva, the absolute truth and object of worship, and Bhakti alone is the one means to attain him. This is the consensus of the Vedas, Upanishads, Puranas, Smritis, and other Shastras. The question may arise then that what is it that is referred to as Bhakti? Maharshi Shandilya has defined Bhakti as Paranuraktir Ishware, one-pointed anurag, loving attachment to the Lord. And I always like to remind people that Gurudev's Gotra is Shandilya Gotra. He's coming in the line of Shandilya. So I think it's cool when he quotes Shandilya. It's his family rishi, the great rishi of Bhakti. In Shastra, the characteristics of Bhakti have been noted as follows. Sarvopadi vinirmuktam tatparattena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhaktir uchyate, from Nārayaṇa. Serving the presiding Lord of the supramundane senses via the supramundane senses is named Bhakti. So serving the Lord's transcendental senses by your own transcendental senses, that is Bhakti. This Bhakti is forever free from both the gross and subtle designatory functions of body and mind. It is characterized by the dedication of all efforts for the sake of Krishna and is nirmal, or completely devoid of the contaminations of karma and jnana. So this is the only way this would make sense is if what I was mentioning yesterday about the two bodies. It only makes sense if we have two bodies. Like everything that we're doing otherwise in a material body with material senses is not bhakti. I think Śrīla Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is very clear about that in his writings, that Krishna is a dhokshaj. He's beyond the reach of the senses. We cannot access him. So as far as we're engrossed in our own or interested only in our own enjoyment, we can't, right? Sevan Mukhi Jivado, the holy name only appears on the tongue that is interested in service. So, but obviously it's not a night and day, black and white thing. It's something that's happening gradually. And so there's a mixture within us. There's this connection to just the mundane realm and mundane vibrations and sense objects. But according to our sincerity, there's something else developing as bhakti grows stronger, as that seed of bhakti that Guru has planted grows stronger. Our spiritual senses awaken. And with that, we're interacting more and more gradually with Krishna. Without that verse, it doesn't make sense, or that commentary from Vishnu Thakur doesn't make sense. So continues after that, then 2. Manogatir avichinna yatha gangam bhaso ambudhau lakshanam bhakti yogasya nirgunasya yudaritam. Ahaitukya avyava itaya bhakti purushottame. Third canto, 26th chapter, 11 to 12. Just as the Ganga flows toward the ocean with uninterrupted momentum, having the mind inclined towards me, the indwelling supersoul of all beings, like an uninterrupted stream of oil, and having one pointed prem for me, the Supreme Being, without all other hankering or material desire, is said to be the characteristics of nirguna, or these are the characteristics of nirguna bhakti yoga. Need to work on that translation. Third definition, best definition, anya bilashita shunyam jnana-karma-kāṇḍa anavritam anukulyena krishnanu shilanam bhaktir uttama. And of course, I didn't provide a translation for this because I thought, I know this verse, I don't need to. So, anya bilashita shunyam, total freedom from all extraneous desires, material desires, not covered by jnana, karma, yoga, or laziness, Jiva Goswami says, and anukulyena krishnanushilanam, doing everything, cultivating Krishna's name, form, qualities, and pastimes in a favorable mood for Krishna's pleasure is uttama bhakti, supreme bhakti. And fourth definition here, anya vancha, anya puja chari, jnana karma, anukulye sarvendriye Krishna anushilan. Ei shuddha bhakti iya hoite prema hoy, pancharatri bhagavate ei lakshana koi. So that's just really a translation of the above verse. But it adds that this is Shuddha Bhakti, and from this prema comes. And these are the symptoms or the characteristics of pure bhakti that are spoken of in Pancharatra and Bhagavat.
And also Param Gurudev says that this it hints at the mood of the gopis, right? Because you know, like in Rupa Shiksha, it talks about like the progressive, like each ras serves Krishna with an extra, like unique, and you know, what is it? You know, like
And they're serving with all of their senses.
yeah, and that's only the gopis really serve Krishna with all of their senses. Vatsalya, Sakya, Dasya, they don't serve Krishna with all of their senses.
Right. Wholehearted. All living entities are eligible for Bhagavad Bhakti. Bhakti first appears in the heart of a jiva as Shraddha, and in the association of sadhus by the power of Shravan and Kirtan, it gradually takes the form of Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhav, and Prem. That Prem again takes the form of Sneha, Man, Pranay, Rag, Anurag, Bhav, Mahabhav. The manifestation of Mahabhav is only in Srimati Radharani. The gopis have some Mahabhav, though. Oh, because they're her Kaya Viva. Okay. The upper limit of bhakti is Gopi Prem, in which Mahabhav Swarupani Srimati Radhika is the ultimate. Bhakti has three stages or states: sadhan, bhav, and prem. Bhakti is both sadhan and sadhya. Yeah, that's the other thing, right? It's as we're practicing this, it's also, yeah, it's not just a means to an end. It is the end. It is the aim. In the stage of perfection, the bhakti of one's sadhan period becomes refined and appears as Krishna Prem. The same Krishna Prem is the living entity's nitya siddha bhav, or eternally perfect mood or state of being, their swarupgata dharma, function of their eternal nature. Just as fire has the power to burn and flowers have scent, the soul has an eternal connection with Krishna Prem. The same propensity mutates and is reflected as jarananda, bliss derived from mundane pleasures in the state of material bondage, and as brahmananda, the bliss of absorption in the divinity of Brahma. Whatever the condition, This is not destroyed, but can be covered. Just as a mirror covered by dust does not lose its reflective power. It doesn't go away, it doesn't stop being a mirror. Once the dust is wiped away, it regains its former reflectivity. Thus, the meaning or purpose of sadhana is to dispel those coverings that have encased the jiva's soul. Maya, or being averse to Krishna, is that covering. As soon as that covering is removed, Krishna Prema becomes manifest. Krishna Prema alone is the ultimate attainment. In the absence of this Prema, there is no value in Bhagavata-patrikā, coming face to face with Bhagavan. There's no, as that other article from Saraswati Thakur is also saying that. What good does it do? Ravan and Kamsa also came face to face with Bhagavan, as did the gopis. Very different results. In the absence of love, the Bhagavat-sakshatkar of Ravan and others cannot be called bhakti. However, the gopis' loving mood of separation when Krishna went to Mathura or Dwarka is the ultimate example of bhakti. When Krishna is not with them, he's not right in front of them. So it does not depend at all on Krishna's direct presence or being able to see him. In the Shastras, bhakti alone is said to be the ultimate sadhana. Nasadhyati mam yogo nasankhya dharma udbhava naswadyas tapastyago yatha bhaktir mamorjita bhaktyaham ekaya grahya. Srimad Bhagavatam 11, 14, 20, 21. Another verse. Bhaktir hi swata prabalatvat anya nirapeksha. Devotion is powerful by itself, independent of all else. In this manner, every Shastra propounds the superiority of bhakti. The portion of the Shastras that discusses bhakti can be called the Bhakti-kāṇḍa. One who conducts themselves according to the precepts of bhakti is referred to as a bhakta or a bhakti-kāṇḍi. The essence, so now then I think this is where Gurudev is summarizing the whole article. The essence of the above discussion comes out as this. Activities performed for the sake of enjoying pleasures in this world or the next are called karma. Manu, Parashar, Yagyavalkya, and other rishis delineated the nature of karma in the smritis and the samhitas. This is referred to as Karma-kāṇḍa. Those who perform the karma outlined in the smritis for the sake of bhoga, material enjoyment, are called smartas. 3. Those persons who know karma and the fruits of karma to be the cause of more suffering, yet are unacquainted with Krishna Prema, strive for mukti. They are called jnanis, and the discussion of their activities is called Jñāna-kāṇḍa. 4. Giving up all hankerings and serving Krishna out of love for him in a way that is completely indifferent to karma and jnana is called bhakti. The discussion of bhakti tattva in the Shastras is called Bhakti-kāṇḍa, and one who practices bhakti is called a bhakta. 5. The fruit of karma is bhoga. Jnana's fruit is moksha, and bhakti's is relishing Krishna Prema. Bhoga is fleeting, causes misery, and is the cause of material bondage. Moksha is contradictory to the eternal nature of the jiva, as it denotes absence, or in other words, is nothing but a word that is bereft of joy, or a word for that which is bereft of joy. Krishna Prema is the natural constitutional dharma or function of the jivatma, comparable to the fragrance of flowers and the heat of fire. 6. Brahmanata or Brahman status, Brahmanhood, is no one's birthright. So here's Gurudev answering the smarter questions they asked. It is determined by one's virtues and actions. Those who truly worship the Brahmanya Deva, the god of the Brahmanas, Govinda, Go Brahmana Hitaja, who are acquainted with Brahmavastu are called Brahmanas. These sorts of Brahmanas and Vaishnavas are in the same class. However, there is a difference of heaven and hell between Smarta Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. There is a huge difference observed between their basic activities as well. The activities of the Smartas are devoid of bhakti. Bhoga is their prime motivation. Whereas the purpose of every activity performed by the Vaishnavas is Bhagavat Priti, love of God. Brahmanhood is concomitant to being a Vaishnava. A Brahman without bhakti, however, is more fallen than a Shudra. And if endowed with Bhagavat Bhakti, one born in a Shudra family is both greater than a Brahman and worthy of worship, and is also dear to Bhagavan. Bhagavan's own words confirm this. Nami bhaktas chaturvedhi mad bhakta shvapacha priya. Tasmai deham tato grayam satcha pujyo yata hi aham. A Brahman versed in the four Vedas is not necessarily my devotee, whereas my dear devotee may be one born in a family of dog eaters. What he offers should be accepted, as he is as worshipful as I am. Tridandi Swami Shrimad Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa. So I have some editing to do on this. There's quite a few typos. But yeah, and this is the next one. Gaudiya Vedanta, Śrīla, and Sri Rupanugadhara. But we're at, I know we're at 8 o'clock, right? Just about.
Yeah. How long is this one?
This one's quite short, actually.
What do you think?
Well, I was thinking if we read tomorrow something from Kshetra Mahārāja and then reread this one, we might need to choose actually one more article from Prabandhāvalī to do the to fill out the days, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so wait, it's saying tomorrow will be just Srila Tripurkam Goswami Maharaj, and then the day after tomorrow we'll read that one, and then something else for Prabandhāvalī?
Yeah, then we'll choose something else. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds like a good program.
Yeah, no, I mean, interesting. It's like it's what Guru is talking about here is like very basic, but in one sense, but it's also, there's like, I found there's numerous like subtleties that he adds. And of course, he can't help but mention Mahabhav Swarupani Shamati Radharani. You know, it's that's always in there. Yeah, I get a kick out of just reading Guru's writings and seeing how he's presenting things.
Yeah. Yeah, this is really nice. All right. So I'll just do a short Mahamantra and then we can end for today. All right. 1 second, let me just. Or should we sing Shuddha Bhakata Charana Renu?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. 1 second, let me just open up big text. Oh, shoot. One second, let me just look at my Dhamma. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Shuddha Bhakata Charana Reno Bhajanayano Kula Bhakata Seva Parama Siddhi Premlati Kara Mola. Shuddha Bhakata Charana Reno Bhajanayano Kula Madhavatiti Bhakti Janani Jatane Palana Kori. Krishna Vasati Vasati Boli Paramayatare Bori. Gauraya Marje Sabastane Karala Brahmana Range Se Sabastana Heri Vayami Pranai Bhakata Sange. Mridanga Vadya Shunite Mana Avasara Sada Jache. Gaur Vihita Kirtana Shuni Anande Hridaya Nache. Jugala Murti Dekhiya Moh Paramayananda Hoy. Prasara Seva Korite Hoy Sakala Prapancha Jai. Jedina Grihe Bhajana Dekhi Grihe Te Goloka Bhai. Charana Sindhu Dekhiya Ganga Sukha Sima Pai. Tulasi Dekhi Jurai Pran Madhavato Shani Jani. Gaur Priya Shaka Sevane Jivana Sarthaka Mani. Bhakti Vinod Krishna Bhajane Anukula Pai Jaha. Prati Divase Parama Sukhe Shikara Koroye Taha. Shuddha Bhakata Charana Reno Bhajanayano Kula. Shuddha Bhakata Charana Reno Bhajanayano Kula. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Jaya Ekadashi, Jaya Madhav Titi, Ekadashi, Jaya Madhav Titi, Jaya Bhakti Janani, Jaya Ekadashi, Bhakti Janani, Jaya Ekadashi, Jaya Sachinandan, Jaya Gaura Hari, Sachinandan, Jaya Gaura Hari, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur, Hari Bol. Jai Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Bol.
Jai Shri Kirtan ki Jai. Jai Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Shri Radha Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan Shri Radha Vinu Bihari Ju ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Nitilila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Shri Srimad Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki Jai. Jai Nitilila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Shri Srimad Bhaktivedānta Bhavana Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki Jai. Jai Nitilila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Shri Srimad Bhaktivedānta Trivikram Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki Jai. Jai Nitilila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Shri Srimad Bhaktivedānta Swami Mahārāja Śrīla Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Nitilila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Shri Srimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Saparshad Jagaguru Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Śrīla Prabhupada ki Jai. Shri Rupanuga Gauriya Guru Varga ki Jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. त्रिभुवन मंगल हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. समागत ऑनलाइन भक्त वृंद की जय. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. श्रीनिताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. पंचा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च
Jai Shatila Akarashi Titi ki Jai.
जय.
So what's do you have an idea what we're reading, like what articles or what we're reading from Śrīla Trivikram Goswami Maharaj tomorrow? Or is it Parents' Day?
Yes, it's continuation of this series that he has, the conversations, this conversation. It's kind of like, it's his continuation of the Jaiva Dharma tradition, this novelization of, bhakti, introductory bhakti topics. I think it's really
what is the
interesting
title? It's a
format.
conversation between two friends. What is it?
Yeah, Dui Bandhur Alap.
Dui Bandhur Alap.
And they're just sitting on the...
Are we going to read like the ones that you already published on bigdrum.us, or are we going to read the continuation you said?
I was thinking to read the new one, which it's all like very basic topics. So I think it's okay to pick up anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like we need to have a lot of pre-knowledge of what he's talking about, but the specific topic, where was it?
Also, I just mentioned, yeah, Srivas has a website, bigdrum.us, and also bigdrumpublications.com. And if you want to see the two previous what is it? Dui Bandur Alap,
Mhm.
conversation between two friends, you can find them on bigdrum.us. Also subscribe there so you don't miss the next time he posts something there. But yeah, then you can see the beginning two of this series.
Yeah, so the next one will be about, he starts out talking about different deities, people worshiping different demigods, and the importance of being one-pointed, exclusively devoted to one form of Godhead.
Okay, very cool. Hey, Dandavat Pranams, Nari Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Sarveshwari Mataji, Nitai Mukesh ji, Srivas, and Pramila Mataji, Vidyalala Sadidi, Ganga Mataji, Hari Priya Didi, Puleshwari Didi, Prajumna Prabhu, Shash Sharma ji, and a bunch of other devotees, Indira Mataji, Raseshwari Mataji, and all the other devotees watching, and also pranams to devotees watching in the future. See you all tomorrow to honor the divine appearance day of Shishimad Bhaktivedānta Trivikram Gosvāmī Mahārāja. Jai. Right. Thanks, Srivas. This is really, really great. Right, Hari Bol. Is there anything anybody wants to mention before I end the stream? No. Okay.